Faith called me with a request a couple of weeks ago. What was that request, Faith Fairhope?
Well, I wanted to introduce you to Adam and Shannon Lazenby and let them tell you their story.
Lazenby is a fine old Franklin name.
You better believe it.
It goes way back.
It does indeed.
Ms. Lazenby, introduce yourself.
Well, hello. I'm Shannon, and this is my husband, Adam.
Good morning, Adam.
Morning.
What do you do for a living?
I own a handyman construction business.
Oh, I need your cars. What about you? What do you do for a living?
For him and his business.
Well, she will see that I get your car.
Yeah, you will.
Why are y'all here this morning?
Well, like they said, the Lazenby's been around quite a bit, and Adam's the son of Joyce Lazenby and the late Ben Lazenby. And a long time ago, Joyce donated her kidney to Adam. And it was the only one that was working there when he was 4 years old. She donated a kidney. And her kidney inside him has lasted 38 years, which is unheard of in that time of transplant. But now it has run its course, and Adam is needing another kidney. So he's not a man of many words, so my guess is he's going to let me sit here and do most of the talking unless you ask him.
So any questions I give to Adam, he's going to give to you?
Possibly.
But so we're looking for an angel, basically. Adam's 42. He's only 42 years old. He's very active, very healthy otherwise. But this is the only kidney he has, is that one that's failing. So he's on dialysis right now, about 7 hours a day, which is very tough. He's been doing that for 9 months now. He's on the list. But, he wants to get back to fishing and farming and his family and all the things that he loves. And to do that, we're 100% reliant and dependent on some hero to step forward and want to donate their spare kidney.
Adam, how do you feel?
Well, I'm tired a lot, honestly. It's a lot to go through.
And it's not only a tired feeling, it's an emotional feeling too, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now, you don't remember 42 years ago, do you?
No.
Okay.
I remember when I was 4 going in the hospital, but my mother handled everything back then. So now it's all on my wife and me, mostly her.
Well, see, you've already figured out that if it's not for the women in our lives, we wouldn't be around.
Yeah, exactly. I know that's true.
And his mom's still doing really well with her one kidney. And if she could, she would give that one too.
God gives us 2 kidneys for a reason.
Yes.
I truly believe he gives us a lot of things in pairs for a reason, because there may be somebody that needs that one, that needs that other one. What are you looking for? I know it's easy to say the Lazenbys need a kidney.
Yes.
Well, it's a little bit more complicated than that, isn't it?
It sure is. Well, I venture to say, like, these days in America, it's almost hard to find healthy people, right? A lot of us are unhealthy, whether it's stress or diet or whatever. And so a person who donates their kidney, their spare kidney, needs to be overall pretty healthy and over 18, and they need to not have any, like cancer or hepatitis or diabetes. And the good thing is that he's on the Vanderbilt transplant list, and they make really sure that whoever's going to donate is going to be perfectly fine in their life, right? They're not going to let you donate if you are at risk in some way. So
you've made it clear that you can't accept a kidney under 18. Let's go in the other direction. How old a kidney will you accept?
They do not have any restrictions on the age.
Okay.
Now, part of the reason we are sort of campaigning in a way, we've got magnets on our cars and business cards we hand out, and he's got this website called saveadam.com. And part of that reason is because we're trying really hard to find a living kidney donor. He is on the transplant list. He could be there for years waiting on a deceased donor that matches his everything, his genetic markers and his antibodies and stuff. But the deceased donor kidneys do not have the success rates that the living donors do. They even have, way longer expectancies. After 10-year organ after you've received it, after 10 years, the chances of it being successful are way higher. Yeah.
Adam, 7 hours every day.
Every night.
Every night. So is this how you sleep?
Mm-hmm.
You sleep hooked up to a...
I hook up to a dialysis machine every night about 10 o'clock.
Do you have one at home, or do you have... Wow.
I do.
What is that like?
Well, they give you a week-long training course to make sure you know what you're doing. It's mostly being very sterile with everything. That is the main thing. But basically, it's just a solution that goes in and stays in for a certain amount of time, and then they take out part of it, and then I do that 3 times a night. It all does it in the machine. So
I'm going to ask you a question, and I'm sure your wife will answer it.
Okay.
You must be one hard-headed son of a gun.
Yes.
Are you stubborn?
Yes.
Okay.
I can identify that too.
How does a person get more information?
First, the easiest and simplest way is to go to saveadam.com. We have created a site that has all of the information, a phone number you can call, a link to the intake form if you want to see your eligibility. Vanderbilt has a number they can call, that someone can call. That number is 615-936-0695. That's the transplant center. They just hit option 2. They can speak to a person. They could call me. They could email me. And my email address is also on the site. There's a lot of different ways. They also could do, they could just share his story. That would be ideal. Just share his site, saveadam.com, and with everybody that you know, because we just need one angel. We don't need 1,000. We just need one, the right person.
Does blood type make a difference?
Well, it does if you're trying to match the person directly. So when people think of giving organs, they think, oh, I must have the same blood type and I must match that person or I can't give my organ. But those days are kind of long gone. What happens is you don't have to match Adam directly. You just need to be able to donate.
Okay.
And if you match anyone and you donate, what they do is that puts Adam at the top of the list. And then the next person who comes along, like you, for donating, who matches Adam, he will then get that kidney. So we're trying to make it to where as many people as possible get these organs, because there's almost 100,000 people on this list in the United States at any given time.
Have you had any false starts?
We've had 1, 2.
Yeah, a couple people come through and go through the process and find out.
Make it to the finish line, and then they don't pass the final. So.
All right.
So it's better for us.
Do you know these people?
I do.
Oh, yeah.
Do you prefer? What are the preferences here? I've seen these before. We've all known people who needed a transplant, either a kidney transplant or a heart transplant or a heart-lung transplant. And there are a lot of miracles out there. We still don't understand transplants, but They're here.
Yeah.
They're a whole lot easier than they used to be.
Oh, yeah.
And this is going to sound political. It's not meant to be. We don't know what we have in Vanderbilt University Medical Center. We do not know what we have because they're the best in the world at it. They're the best in the world at it. But they have to have an organ to work with. Do you prefer not to know the person who gives you the kidney?
My number one goal is a kidney.
Mm-hmm.
If I had to dial up the powers that be, I would say I would love it if it was someone that was doing it out of the goodness of their heart, and not because they felt tied to or obligated to the Lazenby family in any way.
Okay.
And also, I think what helps me with that is unfortunately, I'm one of those worst case scenario thinkers, and I think, oh, what happens if you know this person and you love them, and they give you this kidney, and a year from now that kidney is rejected, and then maybe they think they've done something that was all for nothing, right? But yet,
it's not at all.
But I hope that in my brain, I think, well, the anonymous person might never know if it was rejected, and they could go on knowing that they did the best thing ever in the world. They saved a life.
Yeah. All right. Again, what's that website?
SaveAdam.com. It doesn't matter if you use the www.
What's the phone number?
The number for Vanderbilt's Transplant Center is 615-936-0695. Select option 2, and you can speak to a person who can answer all your questions.
And you can remain anonymous if you want to.
Absolutely. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yep. For those who don't, what's your phone number?
My name is Shannon, and my number is 931-334-4940. You can text me or call me anytime, day or night, to ask about Adam's kidney.
You're like Tom Lawrence.
I am, huh?
You were born here, raised here, can't afford to live here.
I see you're picking up on my 931 is what you're saying. Yeah. I'm a Murray County person at this time, but, Adam was born and raised.
Oh, yes. The Lazenby family has a reputation, and that reputation is good for something.
Well,
so let's see if we can find the kid.
I hope you're right, and I sort of married in, but I won the jackpot with the Lazenby.
Oh, all right, Adam. Good luck to you.
Thank you, sir.
I have known people before. I have never known one who had to, I don't want to use the word suffer, through 7 hours a day, because besides being stubborn, you got to be a tough one too.
Yes.
Yeah, Tom, because he works all day long. Every day he's still working. He's still out there doing his business while he's doing that dialysis at night.
I would say bless his heart, but let's say bless his kidney.
I just want to say I really appreciate Faith here. Faith Fairhope, actually, for contacting you, made all this happen. Thank you for being so kind enough to have us on here and let us speak to everyone.
Kindness has nothing to do about it. Like I said, God gave us a lot of things. So if there's a person out there, then let's take advantage of that.
Thank you for praying for us and sharing your story.
Thank you, sir. Faith, thank you. Tomorrow morning's Hometown Radio Show comes to you live from Studio A, and it's jam-packed tomorrow, too. This is WAKM, Franklin, Tennessee, streaming live on WAKMWorldwide.com.
This has been the Hometown Radio Show with Tom Lawrence. Thank you for listening here at WAKM AM 950 in Franklin.